So today in this video, I'm going to take you through FCrA, which is the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, which traces its roots back to the year 1976, but it became particularly relevant in the year 2010 when 2010 Act's framework was introduced. Now, at its core, FCrA is meant to regulate foreign donations to Indian organizations. The Ministry of Home Affairs administers it with a clear mandate, that is to ensure that foreign money doesn't undermine India's security or public disorder. Now, here is the critical question the government is asking: how do you know where foreign money is really coming from and who or what is actually funding? Consider this scenario now. An NGO receives funds from an overseas foundation. Now, on the surface, it looks like charitable work, but what if that money is actually being funded or fueled through intermediaries? What if the ultimate donor is a foreign government or an entity with interests that conflict with India's national security? What if foreign contributions are being used to fuel unrest, communal tensions, or separatist movements? Now, these aren't hypothetical concerns. The government argues that these risks are real and documented, well documented. This is precisely why the 2026 amendments have become so stringent. The government wants full traceability. Now, the June 2026 rules now require NGOs to disclose the ultimate source of foreign donations, not just the immediate donor. They must name their precise objectives from a prescribed list and specify which states they operate in. Why? Because the government wants to know, is this money genuinely helping education in a village, or is it being used to destabilize a border region? Is a media organization truly independent, or is it serving foreign interest? Now, the designated authority, the most controversial proposal is framed by the government as a safeguard. If an NGO's registration is being cancelled because it's found to be a security risk, the government wants to ensure those foreign funded assets don't simply disappear or get moved offshore. Instead, they are temporarily held by a state authority, and if the NGO clears its name and gets re-registered, the assets are returned. If it doesn't, they are used for public welfare. Now, the logic is, why should a security risk organization keep assets created from foreign money? Additionally, the requirement that the NGO must spend at least rupees 10 lakh of foreign contribution within 2 years isn't arbitrary. It's designed to catch inactive shell organizations that might exist purely for money laundering or fund diversion. The government also emphasizes that investigations into FCrA violations must now have prior central approval. Why? Because local police might be manipulated or pressured by local actors. Central oversight ensures that political vendetta doesn't work as national security enforcement. From the government's perspective, India faces real threats. Foreign funded separatist movements, externally sponsored communal polarization, intelligence operations disguised as humanitarian work, and funds flowing to anti-national elements. Now, the 2026 FCrA changes are positioned as necessary guardrails. However, this is crucial. Critics argue that national security concerns, while valid, can easily become a blanket justification for controlling civil society. They point out that terms like disrupting national security or anti-national are vague and can be weaponized against legitimate human rights organizations, minority groups, or political groups. A human rights NGO documenting police abuses might be labeled a security threat. A minority community's religious organization might face scrutiny simply because its donor base is international. The tension then is this: is this regulation necessary protection against genuine foreign interference, or is it a tool to silence dissent? Now, the answer likely lies somewhere in between, which is why the amendment bill remains deferred in Parliament, caught between the government security concerns and also the civil society's freedom concerns.